What is going on, guys? Lottery Stocks here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Unfortunately, we have another day until the market opens. After today, we got to talk about what is going to potentially happen with AMC as well as GameStop and the overall market coming into September, because September is an important month. So without further ado, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn post notifications on. It is free. Let's get into it. Okay, the NYSE reported GameStop's price at $32.09 on Friday, and some brokers show average prices at $30. So if you bought Friday, glitches are back on the menu, which just leads into more hype for the week for GameStop. We only see these glitches when the price is trading higher somewhere else in ATS, aka alternative trading systems like dark pools, so on and so forth, which means the bid could just bid higher on market open on Tuesday. Again, nothing I say is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Take everything with a grain of salt. Now, Larry Cheng posted when in Grapevine, thanks to the hospitality of the GameStop team today, with the GameStop building, the flag in the background. Could this mean there is a productive board meeting going on prior to earnings, because earnings is coming up for GameStop as well, and earnings, is that also going to be the catalyst? Next up for the hype for the week, obviously August 30th volume was 9.5 million, which is above average, and almost 6 million in call premiums were purchased. People think Roaring Kitty is back. Let me know if you think in the comments down below Roaring Kitty is back and he timed this thing right, or do you think just institutions know what's going on, or maybe even both? Now, GameStop was up 8.8% on Friday. Obviously, we covered a lot in yesterday's video on AMC as well as GameStop's chart, but not where they are potentially going to go. The Fed will potentially cut rates on September 18th, and that is a Wednesday. It is midweek, and until then, I'm going to write out on these charts what could potentially happen. GameStop Tuesday could come back down to test 22.30, then jump all the way up to around $29.50 to $30, retest 25, come up to 37, down to 34, and then all the way up to 45 by September 18th. Now, there's no telling what is going to happen from here. Is everything going to crash? Before we get into the market and what could potentially happen with these plays, I also want to jump into AMC's chart and show you what could potentially happen there. Now, this also isn't just because of rate cuts that we're going to run prior. Obviously, everything is lining up for GameStop that we just covered in yesterday's video that we covered as well. And that's why we entered calls in Discord on Friday for GameStop for October. So that's something to note as well. But overall, cycles line up for a move up to anywhere between $37.40, $45, and then the algorithms could break from there. I've said before, if algorithms break, you're coming up to the $340 range. If volume gets wacky, even on its move up to 45, you could see a high of 65 to 80. Okay, that's if volume gets absurd. And then if algorithms break around 80, then you could see that move to 300s. And that is essentially something that we're watching for, and now is the time for it. We also have a 4-day week this week. Now, we are going to see a little bit of gamma ramp happening because we close above max pain. Bunch of calls expiring in the money. Short exempts were higher than normal on GameStop, basically triple what they are on a daily basis to 4x. So you can tell that they tried to hold this thing down a little bit, but they still couldn't really hold it down. Now it's trading at basically Roaring Kitty's average price. AMC obviously closed extremely flat. I didn't write out on the charts what AMC could do, and the reason for that is because I think AMC is a ticking time bomb at barcodes, and when it trades straight up, it's going to trade straight up. And I think the momentum is going to be too harsh. There's not going to be a lot of pullbacks, and you kind of see that right here, right? GameStop is a little bit less aggressive sometimes. AMC barcodes until it doesn't. That's really what I see happening, and I think that is a possibility for next week, and also correlating to Ethereum Classic, because AMC and Ethereum Classic track each other. Have a potential spot for Ethereum Classic to be at. First of all, this setup right here, right? This pop, this scale down, bounce right here, came lower, bounce right here before this move higher. This is the same sort of top, right? You come down right here, which would be the same setup right here, same levels. And then you come down, flush lower, same levels, and then you get this little pattern formation before a rip straight higher. This is just one setup Ethereum Classic could be in, which means you could move straight up. And if that just lines up with AMC, right? Because we assume AMC is going to do the same thing. And or you look back at the old cycle like we tracked with AMC and the 342-day cycle for Ethereum Classic, 342-day cycle, meaning we would be right here, okay? Let me take this away for you. Right here on Ethereum Classic, jump up, squeeze. Looking at right here, jump up, squeeze, Same thing for AMC. I do hold the Ethereum Classic, but I'm thinking about adding more just because AMC's jump is on the horizon in my personal opinion. This is something you could also see. So either straight up or move straight up January 2025, December 2024, right? So very, very soon still, which also could just be the alt season for crypto. And we're going to talk about crypto a little bit later on. Now, September 17th, 18th is when the Fed is potentially going to cut rates. How will the SPY be affected? As of right now, this is the pattern we came down to, 555, scaling higher if we break over 564.80. In my personal opinion, you're coming to between 573.50 and 578.50. Then you retrace, test this aggressive ascending support channel again around September 11th, and then you rip higher into the meeting, not knowing how high this is going to be, but I'd be eyeing up 590 or close to 6, right? Depending on the momentum the SPY has. This is where everyone's going to say recession is canceled. And then, of course, this can happen with stocks across the board. You tank on the SPY. And this is very simple, right? This is a very much so possibility that I think could occur, and you'd come down into this range so fast around 535. It's not even funny. Probably over 2-3 weeks from that high, so 590 to 535. Panic sets in, fear sets in. Then you come way, way lower on the market. Obviously having a little bit of relief bounce here and there, 483, 453, and then in this box, the SPY would catch probably late this year, early next year, right? So that's just something that we're watching for the SPY, and obviously that could affect our plays, but the amount of liquidity being pulled out so fast, right? So fast, this could also affect them not in a negative way. This could be what causes an algorithm to break. Market makers not be able to handle things. Hedge funds, institutions that are short not be able to handle things. So that's something to note as well. Now, economic data this week. Labor Day, obviously on Monday. ISM manufacturing Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, JOLTS job openings. Thursday, you have a few ADP non-farm payrolls, jobless claims, ISM services PMI, and then on Friday, non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate, and average hourly earnings. Moving on, history suggests that Bitcoin tends to break out 150 to 160 days after the halving, meaning Bitcoin would break out from its reaccumulation range late September 2024. Now, average September returns are down about 6%, whereas October's average returns are up about 23%, meaning you could see a little bit more retrace and consolidation on Bitcoin, and you could see some fear happen during the Fed meeting, and then Bitcoin absolutely take off like a rocket in October. And I also see this major cup and handle forming over the past few years that I wanted to just show you guys. I've showed it time and time again before, but this just lines up perfectly with the handle ending end of September, and we absolutely get a moon in October. So once Bitcoin breaks below during this Fed meeting, I'm going to be adding a lot more Bitcoin, in my personal opinion. And then after that fire sale, I think Bitcoin goes straight up. Last but not least for Bitcoin, Russia to start using Bitcoin and cryptocurrency for international transactions tomorrow. Good thing for Bitcoin as well. I wanted to talk about Doge real quick. Altcoin season. I think Doge anywhere in this range under 10 cents is a good deal. Nothing I say is financial advice, but I think Doge is a good deal under 10 cents, and I will be adding more Dogecoin. Couple sprinkles on top. Donald Trump announces support for legalizing marijuana. Last but not least, Apple could be potentially getting a double top. Watch for a retrace down to 220, then to 215 range, and then some people are also calling for fair value at 181, which would bring it all the way back down to this range. Apple could see a catastrophic event alongside the rate cut happening as well, if it is bad, of course. There are the earnings for the week. In case you want to screenshot this, there are some notable ones. NEO, AVGO, those are ultimately ones I'm watching. And then Big Lots. Big Lots is another squeeze play that I want to put on your radar. And the fact that its earnings are lining up very close to GameStop earnings, this stock could squeeze again as well. So keep that on your radar. Overall, guys, make sure to come talk with me. Come talk with the most amazing people in Discord. The link is in the description. It is a coffee a month. I don't overcharge people. We have options trading alerts in there. We talk stocks and crypto all day long. I post my trades as soon as I enter them, so on and so forth. I also want to note some people are having trouble finding my videos. I find it very odd. Bots randomly flowed in. People are getting shadow banned from seeing my videos. Ultimately, it's looking like more people are leaving the community for AMC and GameStop, but I don't think so. I think we just spread good information here, and institutions are obviously putting up paywalls. So don't let them do that. Like the video, comment, engage the algorithm, share the videos everywhere. Ape Strong together. Second link in the description. If you want up to 15 free stocks, earn 8.1% APY on your uninvested cash. Do it now. September is here. Get your free stocks, do whatever you want with them, and earn this APY without any risk. Keep your money insured. Get level 2 order book data for free, access to trading options, going long, going short, viewing other exchanges, and more as a retail trader, all for doing nothing. Again, that is a second link. Open a link through Moomoo and create an account and then deposit into your account. It takes a total of about 2 minutes. Lastly, the top link is for my custom indicator. If you just started trading or you're a little bit iffy on it and you're just starting to learn, get this, is pattern detection and forecasting. Once you have it for 2 weeks, maybe you'll learn something, and the trial is free for 2 weeks. But I personally don't think you would want to get rid of it. Is pattern detection. It detects patterns, gives you price targets, and forecasts what the stocks might do. So that is it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed your long weekend. We got another day for this. I love you all. Lottery Stocks out.